Yep, that's right. We just got big news from Embark. Aggression-based matchmaking is confirmed in Arc Raiders. Take a look at this clip of where the CEO of Embark confirms it.
Yeah, we matchmake, obviously, first it's skill-based, of course. Then you have solos, duos, and trios. And then we also, since a week ago or so, we introduced a system where we also matchmake based on how prone you are we also matchmake now based on how prone you are to PvP or PvE. So if your preference is to do PvE and have less conflict with players, then
you get matched up with that.
You'll get more matched up. Obviously, it's not a full science. Sometimes
that's nice. I mean, I did have someone ask me like, is there aggression-based matchmaking? And that sounds like that's it.
And that's
right?
Exactly what it is.
Okay.
So we did that, and a game like this will always, we knew from the beginning that we were. There's a Rocketeer above us, so let's be. We always knew that we were going to get some. That the game is especially as the game has gotten big. That's a problem.
This clip also confirms that skill-based matchmaking exists, which is expected. A combination matchmaking system that includes aggression, skill, and potentially loot, which is not yet confirmed but is suspected, is a complex system, and I'll make a standalone video on that. For now, let's focus on the news of confirmed aggression-based matchmaking. My last video, which you can find in the description, discussed the potential idea of an aggression-based matchmaking system and what implication that would have. I also discussed the issues with an aggression-based matchmaking system and why I believe it's bad for the long-term health of the game. But now it is confirmed, and a lot of you had thoughts on this system on my last video, so I'd like to highlight a few of these discussions and continue that conversation. Just to make sure, again, that we are all on the same page, an aggression-based matchmaking system means that Embark is trying to match you against other players of similar playstyles. If you are an aggressive PvP-focused player, you will be more likely to be matched against more of the same, and end up in PvP-heavy kill on-site lobbies. If you are a PvE-focused player, you will be matched with other like-minded players who want to focus on quests, objectives, killing arcs, and avoiding PvP conflict. Let's talk positives first. For casual and PvE-focused players, fewer random PvP ambushes, more space to learn the map and mechanics, less frustration early on. And for the aggressive PvP players, more consistent action, more fights against players who want to fight, less time chasing people who want to just extract. On paper, this creates healthier lobbies for everyone, on paper. And from talking to a lot of you guys, it seems that a lot of people are fans of this system, big fans. I think aggression-based matchmaking is bad for the long-term health of the game, and it seems like I'm in the minority here, but hear me out. In my last video, I spoke about understanding the specifics of the aggression-based matchmaking system and how exactly it works. I'd like to clarify, this is not a call for Embark to give us an Excel spreadsheet with a breakdown of exact calculations of the system. However, I did want confirmation that it exists, and luckily we have that now. The reason I spoke about the different parameters that need to go into creating a balanced aggression-based matchmaking system is players have already seen how imperfect it is. A lot of comments pointed out that there is a major issue where, for example, self-defense is still counting as aggressive behavior. So if you are a PvE player and you are trying to act in self-defense, it is going to still flag you as being aggressive. That's a big issue. This is a major flaw that hopefully they address soon if they decide to keep the aggression-based matchmaking system. A lot of folks in the comments were concerned about people gaming the system if we know the details. However, players are already doing so. Players on their own figured out that aggression-based matchmaking did exist. Creating the system in the first place is allowing players to game it, like play passively to get into easier lobbies that you can later rat in.
I want us, me and you, to be friendly together. It's me and you. Dumbass.
If the system is too strict, it can start to feel artificial, like the game is shaping your experience instead of responding to it naturally. And this is my main issue with the system. Embark claims that the system is fuzzy, and it's fuzzy on purpose. Sometimes even strict PvE players will get put into lobbies with some PvP heavy players. My problem is, it seems like this is not happening enough. Most players in the comments of my last video report that it's a 90-10 split, maybe even 95-5 split, where 90% of the lobbies are PvE all friendly, and 10% there is a mix of some PvP players. In my opinion, that's not a natural balance. Embark has claimed before to have a firm stance on the importance of the ever-present threat of PvP, but yet they are allowing half the players to play in 90% PvP-free lobbies? Something isn't adding up. My thought is PvE players can still majority of the time be in PvE-leaning lobbies. I have no problem with that. However, majority doesn't equal 90%. Change the split from 90-10 to maybe 70-30 or 60-40. They will still mostly be in the PvE-friendly world with some more variance than we currently have now. The game will eventually get boring if you know the experience you will have each time you queue up is exactly the same. The mystery of every encounter is what makes this game so good and other games like it. My other issue is that I don't want to be flagged as a PvP Andy when I want to do some PvP. A game that is forcing me into sweat lobbies for hours or days for wanting to PvP for only a few games, that is bad and punishing for players. Look, okay, I get it. Extraction shooters live or die by player retention, and aggression-based matchmaking is clearly designed to keep players happy and playing, and it's been great for player retention. The numbers for Arc Raiders are impressive. They've retained over 90% of their players. It's very impressive, and clearly aggression-based matchmaking has helped that. However, extraction shooters also live or die by risk and reward, and the tension of interacting with other players. It is a good thing to not know what the other player will do next. If they plan to keep aggression-based matchmaking, I think it needs a better balance and more of a mix of PvPvE instead of just PvP or just PvE. Now that we have confirmation, do you like the idea of aggression-based matchmaking? Or do you think extraction shooters should be completely unfiltered and chaotic? Let me know in the comments. Please consider liking this video and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.